Way back when he was just starting out, let's have a look at this.
Lunch.
Hey, look at this.
Tomorrow night, say.
Jane?
Well, all right.
Jane,
What?
look at that.
What?
Where is it?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's where we live.
Oh, that's the grocer's still there, that? Oh, look there, that's the driving school. Claims I never had a failure. Yeah. They don't mention everybody has to take the test 17 times. Yeah.
But no one knows, so good looking. Martin Clunes.
I won the Dick Van Dyke Award for Dialect of the Month there.
You know, it's in the writing. That's what it is. You're just being like... now, here we're going to show you now. This is a fabulous, fabulous clip. This was when... was it Peter Davison was the doctor? I think,
yes.
wasn't he? Yeah. Peter Davison was the doctor. And you played... What was the part you played in this? In a few
Lon, a
episodes.
sort of camp, grumpy prince.
Yeah,
I thought he was pretty tough, but he just looked camp.
Really is quite a unique performance. I'll be honest with you, if you would have seen this and someone said this guy's still going to be acting in 20 years' time, you would have laughed at him. But you've learned your trade.
Yes.
Here you go. This is Martin Clunes back in Doctor Who, back when one episode cost you about, I think, about 37 pence. Have a look at this.
Well?
Now we wait.
Mother?
It's of course, aren't you almost? Come here.
Well, what do you think?
You look splendid. It fits exactly, don't you think so?
Remarkable fit, my lady. Truly remarkable.
Nothing can prepare you for that. Mother, what do you think? I'll tell you what I bloody think. That's a great... What a thing.
Oh, they sort of disinvested in that programme. It's successful, don't spend much on it.
But that must have been quite an exciting part to have, though, to be in an established show like
Yeah,
that.
it was my first telly, and I was sort of top dog on that planet, and I thought I was rather good, but that's just rubbish.
How long before... How old were you when you got Men Behaving Badly? Because that was... We forget it now, because
I don't know.
But that was a huge series, wasn't it? Huge
It was after about the third, fourth. Everything has to be so instant now. It took us about 3 or 4 to get going. But yeah, it was massive then.
Yeah, because and that was, what, must be 10 years after Doctor Who, I'd have thought, something like
Yeah,
that.
at least, yeah.
And it was weird, because even though you're not that personality, there was a case where both you and Neil Morrissey were so closely associated with those roles, people thought you were, didn't they? I mean, you really...
People didn't. The newspapers did. They insisted.
Because it was like you became almost the poster boy for this new laddishness, wasn't it?
Yes,
That's what
yes.
it was out.
Yeah.
And was that strange? Was it weird going out and people expecting you to be that way?
They were. Well, sometimes people would give you beer and things when you didn't want it, but we didn't often not want it. But there was a sort of clash at the publicity machine, and then the papers sort of came back at it with an appetite for copy on us. So
and how long ago did you stop doing that? When did that series end?
I don't know. I saw Leslie day before yesterday. I don't know, about 15 years ago.
Because every now and then a rumour will circulate in the paper, so they're going to do another episode, or they're going to do a kind of return to it. And it would kind of make sense to see where they all are now, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would, but I don't think it'll happen. It nearly happened, and then it didn't.
Yeah, so maybe not. What about that series you did? I've forgotten the name of it, where you play the funeral guy. William
and Mary.
Yeah, which is a great series, and they've stopped that altogether now.
Well, we finished that about 3 years ago. I think we did 3 of them, and it sort of ran its course.
But once again, if they were to suggest bringing that back, would you be keen? Because I know there were a lot of fans of that show, and people would love to see that back, I think.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Well, I mean, I love working with Julie, yeah. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Why not? I never say never. God, I'm self-employed.
But you have about as much work as you need, I guess, is that right?
Well, only this year and a bit of next year. Then you worry, however much you've got, you want the rest. I mean, you need to know beyond that.
I've got a great idea for you.
What?
Don't be like that. I'm full of good ideas.
Remake Dad's Army.
No. For David Tennant, if they do a special, reprise your Doctor Who character.
I've still got the skirt.
I'd love to see you in that. Hey, one thing's weird is, I was talking to Hugh earlier on about him being naked in the X-Men movie, and there's a man we all want to see naked. There's no two ways about it. But you, and no disrespect, you're not someone immediately people say, hey, let's see you.
I'm always doing it.
Well, I'm not saying anything you haven't all thought. And I'm sure with the lights dim, your wife can squint and it's fine. But but you've been naked in a lot of films.
Yes.
It seems to me, and even in Reginald Perrin, I guess is there the naked scene at the beginning of that?
There may well... No, it was the beginning of the second series.
Okay.
There may well be a bit at the end of the first.
Because there you are. What was that? Is that Staggered, the Stag Party
That's
movie?
Staggered. That's me and Virginia McKenna there, yes, Born Free.
It looks a little bit like someone facing down Oliver Cromwell. It's a really... if you don't know what's going on.
That was in the Outer Hebrides.
Is it tricky doing that kind of scene? Are you at all shy, or has your acting over the years as...
It's freezing in the Outer Hebrides. I was embarrassed.
Yeah, you don't want to be not in the cold in the sea and stuff.
But Virginia's an angel, so she was
She
understanding.
looked away. Do you ever work out in advance of that kind of role? Are you a vain person?
Not vain enough, really. Well, yes, I am vain. I'm so vain, I don't want anyone to think I'm vain. but I work out. I have a Grant who trains me down in Cornwall when we're doing, because otherwise I'm just standing around for 4 months. He chases me around a rowing machine.
So what do? Do you do free weights?
A little bit of weights, a little bit of
Sit-ups?
rowing. Yeah, I mean, I haven't for ages because I haven't been doing that. But
Pilates?
no.
No Pilates?
No. Do you? What do you do?
I've got my own technique. I've devised a new exercise, whole ritual and regime, which I can't talk to you about because the Canadian Air Force want to buy it from me.
I had that book, the Canadian Air Force Fitness book.
Do you remember isometrics?
Yes.
Yeah. Isometrics where you pushed against yourself.
That's it, yes.
Yeah, and still, even now and then, if I've got a spare minute, I'll do that.
Oh, that's what's kept you...
I'll do that and I'll hurt my wrist. And that is the only reason. Martin, how great to have you. I'm so thrilled you finally came on the show. We're fellow dog enthusiasts. You know, we should go walking the dogs together one day.
Let's go dogging, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, watch Reginald Perrin. I shall be. Are you pleased with it? You must be pleased with it.
I absolutely loved... they're quite scary, the audience. It was recorded with an audience, which
Like
shows
they used
aren't
to do.
now.
Yeah,
like they used to, but they're out of fashion now. And when I heard that we don't do those anymore, I thought, well, what a shame, because they're really, really good fun to do. You know, you get an intoxicated audience. You have a warm-up to keep them chuckling in between, when things change.
And you do it when you're out there.
And you do it at a gallop in the right order with a nice bunch of people. And it was an absolute joy to do, a fantastic cast. But I've no idea what anybody's going to think of it.
Fingers crossed. I haven't seen the whole episode. I've only seen those clips we had. I'm
Right.
really looking forward to it. I think it starts... Is it next Friday it starts?
It is. It's just before you, I think.
Next Friday on BBC One. Before me, then there'll be the news and that. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's Martin Clunes, ladies and gentlemen. I can't help myself. You're going to stay for a bit of Okay. Thank you to all my guests tonight that I've talked to so far. The fabulous Lady Gaga, Martin Clunes, and of course Hugh Jackman. Next week, here on the programme, I hope you can join me. My guest will be the wonderful Helen Mirren. We have global teen phenomenon Miley Cyrus, and in their first TV appearance in 20 years, the legendary Spandau Ballet on the show. I'm overly excited about that. But now, performing Poker Face, will you please welcome... Oh, by the way, there's a joke. Have you heard the joke?
No.
How do you make Lady Gaga angry?
How?
Poker Face. Will you please welcome...
I got a joke. I got a joke. Why do gay men do that?
I don't know.
Because it isn't always convenient to do that.
Feel free to do that. Here she is, performing Poker Face, the fabulous Lady Gaga.